Hey there, Start here. I've been playing around with my Hyoh. He's still at EX1, and I think I've decided I'm just going to hold off. I don't want to spend 30,000 lapis just to try and get him to EX2 right away, because I think there's a chance I might actually be able to do a rank 1 clear with an EX1 Hyoh. And this is because I was just doing some damage tests, and when I do my damage test, I always just turn on all the modifiers except for the HP mod, so that way, when we do our big burst, it kills the boss. I don't have to worry about the rest of the AI. So I'm going to do that for you right now. I'm going to show you. It's a 225% bonus mod. So that's all the bulk mod. It's basically all the modifiers except for the HP mods. So that means the boss will still only have 3 billion HP. And since the damage cap is 5 billion, and we definitely want to make sure we hit the damage caps, that's the whole point of the damage test, we will definitely kill the boss on the burst turn. All right. So this will be a 5-turn clear. 5 turns because I need the 5 turns to make sure we have full morale. As you can see, still just an Ex1 Hyoh. I am bringing Genesis, and from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing on like Discord and other places is that the boss gets pretty pissy if you deal pure magic damage to him, which obviously Genesis does. From what I can see on the wiki, it looks like the boss does like a big attack and mag buff, and does some single target physical attacks. I don't know, and it does that every time that you hit it with pure magic. It also puts up a spirit buff with spirit mitigation. So obviously they're trying to deter you from using units like Genesis. Unfortunately, what this does is this means you can't bring other magic units really, like Ayaka or Laswell. They brought us Frosty, who is the other banner unit, and honestly, think how screwed Frosty is, because if you tried to bring him as a leader, all the strongest ice units currently are mages. You've got Yish, who's a mage. You've got Ayaka, who's probably the strongest Clash of Wills ice unit, and then you've got Laswell, Dark Lineage, who is also a pure mage. So it's like they're totally punishing Frosty, which really sucks. I really wish they hadn't done that, and they did it because they're scared of Genesis, and I'm going to show you why in this clear, because Genesis can easily do 3 billion damage on the burst turn with all the bulk modifiers turned on, as I'm going to show you in this clear. All right, we'll go ahead and take a look at the gear. We'll go ahead and just start off with that. So Hyoh in his normal form doesn't really matter in his normal form, not for this clear. Maybe in my rank 1 it might matter a little bit more, because you might want to build him for more damage or whatnot. Doesn't really matter. What matters is his Brave Shift form. You want to make sure he's built for full-on attack, and make sure he has all of his killers maxed. Make sure he has his LB damage max. All right, so 300 Demon Human Machine, 300 LB damage. That's all you really care about. He's got Flaring Ether Rain's card, because that's the strongest card for him. All right. And he's only EX1, so he's not going to have his 150 amp, so he's not going to be doing top damage. But as you will see, he is still going to do a lot of damage. He is definitely going to be competing with Flaring Ether Rain, my Rain, who is EX3 and has a 150 amp. Yeah, Hyoh is going to be doing just as much damage at EX1. All right. Esther, we don't care about her normal form. She's going to be purely tanking here, so just all the bulk gear, same things you saw in my previous clear. You see with the fire, or sorry, with the elemental resist down, she's still got 240% fire. Doesn't really matter in this clear, because we're never going to reach a point where the boss imbues himself. That starts in phase 2. We're just skipping all the phases. So honestly, if you just want to do this, you can just focus on bulk for her. You don't have to worry about fire resist. All right, but here's all of her gear. Jex card, obviously use power cut if you don't have this one. Okay. Sylvie is, she's going to be passively provoking. Just make sure you give her plenty of defense, because some of the single targets will target her. Gave her Melissa's card for the morale fill every turn. Pretty much exact same build in both forms. And then, yeah, Blizzard Orb for counters, because her counters are nice. Keep the team alive if something goes sideways. All right. Genesis, same build you've seen in my previous clears. Prophet's Diadem is BIS for him. Ruler's Regalia, Magister's Ring for chain cap boost, even though you don't really need it because of the Moonlit Night Parade of 1. But if you didn't have this and you had instead Dazzling Demoness, you would want Magister's Ring for the chain cap boost. And here are the materials to cap up his killers. He's pretty easy to cap on this one. All right, so he's got 300 human machine and 350 demon killer due to the over limit on Rameau. Okay, so he's good to go. So Melissa here, Empress's Rod, Treasure Memorial Ring for that turn 1 morale fill. She's also going to be our morale battery. Also bringing the human killer and general survivability. She doesn't really need much of anything else. You know, her own vision card again for morale fill there. All right, Rain in his normal form, we don't care. We would probably want to actually build him for damage in his normal form if you were going for a rank 1 clear, because he's not going to be in Brave Shift form forever since he's a trance. But for this one, it's just a 5-turn clear, so we don't really care. We're just going to go stick with this one. Okay. So the Moonshade earring there is actually not necessary. I can actually replace that now because we have do have Sylvie. And, well, we have Sylvie and Melissa providing ailment resistance. All right, so that's nice. Yep, so they'll be providing all those ailment resists for us. And, yeah, so here are all his killers to finish capping up all of his killers, and he is good to go. All right, and that's everybody. So let's go ahead and get in there. Let's see how we do this. 5-turn clear, 225% bonus. We're gonna hit that damage cap. All right. All right. Now, obviously, if I had Ayabrea, you know, I would be using her in place of Genesis, so you don't have to worry about that. The spirit buff that the boss is going to put up when you use magic damage, but I don't have her, and I really want to use Genesis, so I'm really going to try to make it work for a rank 1 clear, but for now this is good enough for me. All right, so Hyoh, he's just going to do his breaks. Let's make sure we imbue him first. So Rain will imbue the party with Infiraga, double prominence fall. Okay, all right, and then Hyoh will just hit the boss. All right, that'll do the breaks. Esther's going to do Storm Guardian, Energizing Bunny, and Shatterbolt. Okay, for morale fill, we're trying to fill up morale as much as possible. Burgeoning Defense from Sylvie. Elemental Petals for physical mitigation, and Paladin's Resolve for the regen. All right, Melissa is going to do Shared Immunity for the ailment boost, Chronic Flow, and Parasol Shield, okay, for mitigations. All right, Genesis is going to, actually Genesis on this ring, he's just going to do Enlightened Tenacity for morale fill. All right, that's the ability that comes on the diadem. Okay. So there you go. So you see Sylvie took some of those single target physicals, and that's fine. All right, she's bulky enough, she can take it. All right, Hyoh on this turn is, oh, he's actually going to shift, and he's going to use the ability Machine Killer Claw, because this is going to give him a 200% machine killer. Now Esther's given everybody else a 120% machine killer, okay, but this gives Hyoh a little bit more killers. All right, Rain is just going to do Infiraga again for some morale fill, and then just double Pulverizing Force to hit the boss. Okay, Melissa, do Minutes of Might for some morale fill, Enchanted Dial Human on whoever, doesn't really matter, Enchanted Dial Dragon for more morale fill. All right, Sylvie's just going to do some morale fill as well. We'll do Compassionate Knight, Elemental Petals, Paladin's Resolve for some more morale. All right, Esther is now going to put up all of her covers, her cover and her Provoke, which does the mitigations, and then Shatterbolt. Now, Genesis, honestly, at this point, can just guard. Because you don't want him to deal any magic damage that might cause the boss to put up the mitigations again. All right, we just want those to wear off naturally and then go in for the kill on turn 5. Okay. On this turn, Esther is just going to do triple Shatterbolt, boom, 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 for a morale fill. Hyoh can come back to normal. He'll do Crimson Undermine, Daunting Aura, and Refined Stance for the 40% weapon imperils. Alright, Rain's going to go ahead and do his LB to put a stack on that. Sylvie's going to shift and do her Brave Shifted LB for all the buffs, so that those are ready for turn 5. Melissa does her SLB to herself. If your Melissa is only is not EX3, that's fine. You can do her SLB next turn, and that should be fine. Or honestly, you can just do her regular LB. That's also fine, because you only need 1 turn of haste on her to get access to her seconds of support on turn 5. All right, Genesis can just guard again. Okay, there you go. Esther is provoking the Hunter Protocol, which if you're not provoking will go to your highest mag unit, which is of course Genesis. But since we're provoking it, it's fine. All right, Rain is going to do Mighty Flame for his 100% amp. Make sure you've upgraded it to level 5 so that it's 100%. And then do Breaker Claw, Breaker Claw. All right, Esther can again just do triple Shatterbolt for morale. Sylvie is going to do I've Got Your Back on Rain, Demon Killer on Genesis, and Cheerful Paladin Strike for some morale fill. Genesis is going to do Elemental Burst Fire, Fill LB, and a Loveless Preface for the mag store. Okay, boom, boom. So we can do that. All right, Melissa is going to do Human Killer on Genesis. We'll do Dragon Killer. We'll just do Beast Killer just for more morale fill. Okay, so we're just making sure we fill up that morale gauge as much as possible. Rain has been paralyzed, so we need to do Shared Immunity. I was forgetting something. Human Killer on Genesis, Dragon Killer on Melissa. Alright, so now Rain can do Grace of Will, Unyielding Conviction, and Elemental Burst Fire. Okay, so now we're all set up for a burst. We've got 200% morale. All right, and Rain got paralyzed because we took that Moonshade pendant off, but it's okay. You can just have Melissa cure him. If that bothers you that he gets paralyzed, and you don't want to have to cure that, then just put the Moonshade earring back on him, right? Okay. Hyoh can now shift. You want to do his Brave Shift LB. All right, boom. There we go. Melissa is going to do Seconds of Support on Hyoh, Enchanted Dial Human on Hyoh, and Minutes of Might for more morale fill. All right, just double checking to make sure I didn't give him the Human Killer already. Pretty sure I gave it to Genesis, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, Genesis just does what Genesis does. The boss has no buffs up at all. Okay, and yeah, he is ready to be slain. Rain does his LB. Sylvie is going to chain with Rain. So she'll do triple AMOE. And Esther just does another triple Shatterbolt for Bolting Strike. You may be asking why not go ahead and shift Esther to normal to do her LB. For one, the boss continues his normal his normal attack pattern after pushing a threshold. So like in the case of actually doing a rank 1 clear, you wouldn't want Esther to be in her normal form. Plus, her normal form does not get the leader skill boost from Hyoh, so she would do like very little damage. All right, so we should be ready to go. I'm going to start with Hyoh, then send Rain, Sylvie, and Esther. Should get like 105 hits in the chain, and yeah, should get well over 5 billion. Let's see how we do. Whoa, Genesis hit 3.4. Oh, this is going to be a big one. I'm excited to see what this one looks like. That's the highest I've seen Genesis roll. Oh my God, 6.8. Almost did 7 billion on that one. That's exciting. That was pretty awesome. Okay, that's the biggest burst I've seen from this team. Usually it's closer to like 5.7 to 6. That was a big one. Nice. All right, so yep, there you go. That was Genesis basically dropping the bomb, and then Rain and Hyoh basically doing the same amount of damage. Just remember that Hyoh has his EX1 with only a 100% amp, and he's still doing as much damage as an EX3 Rain with a 150 amp. Yeah, so that gives you some indication, right? Okay. Yeah, and so that's how we do a 225% bonus mods clear. So the question is, can I finish the fight if I turn on all the HP mods? I think I probably can, but it might be tough with some of the counters that the boss does when I use Genesis. We're just gonna have to see how that works out. But my hope is that I can actually rank 1 with an EX1 Hyoh, and then I don't have to stress about trying to get him to EX2. I'll just wait for the shards to show up, or I'll wait in the shard dungeon. You know, I'll wait for the shards in the VIP coins when those come out, whatever it happens to be. So here's hoping I can rank 1 with an EX1 Hyoh. If I can, I will certainly record that and let you guys know how I got it done. So stay tuned. That'll be coming out probably not today, probably not this weekend, probably sometime next week. All right. You know, weekends are really busy for me, especially with the little one. So we'll just see how it goes. But stay tuned. I'll definitely try and get some more clears out to you guys. And I'll try to get some more level 99 no mods clears with different teams out over the weekend as well. I might not have any that have like walkthroughs. They may just be quick guides, but I'll try to get those out to you over the weekend. All right, guys? So thank you so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.